Good morning and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today is going to be a full what I eat in a day. It is Thursday, so it is a jam-packed working day. If you don't already know, then Thursdays I basically teach all evening from 5 till 9 p.m. because I also teach dance as well as running my coaching business, and it means that I get to have, in all honesty, the two biggest passions in my life, which is such a blessing, but it does make days like today a little bit tight. So it's still early in the morning. I'm about to have, I guess, my first meal of the day. I say meal because it's more like a snack, but I'm very excited to take you guys with me for a full day of eating, and I know that you always really enjoy these videos, and I personally find them so fascinating because I'm so nosy and I just love to see what people eat from day to day. If you're new here, my name is Georgia. I'm a women's online health and fitness coach, and I work with high-performing corporate women who are ready to step into their ultimate confidence across all areas of their life, dropping at least 10 kilos of body fat, toning up and building a lifestyle that actually works around them and their insanely busy schedules. Which is why I thought a day like today would actually be perfect for me to record, just so I can give you more of a realistic day when I do have a quite condensed amount of time to get all of my work for my business done. I've also got multiple calls today. One is in half an hour, and I am then teaching all the way into the evening until 9 p.m. So it definitely does throw off meal timings a little bit. So this is by no means a normal day of eating with regards to timing and stuff, but more just how I balance eating in a way that's convenient and quick when I am juggling essentially two jobs in one day. So we're going to get into it with my first meal slash snack. I've not long got back from the gym and I've just been doing some morning admin work. I do still need to have a shower and get changed, which is what I'm going to do in a second before my first call. So I very quickly made myself a coffee, and if you've watched one of my recent What I Eat in a Day videos, you'll know that my current obsession is starting my day with a coffee and 2 biscuits. Now you're probably thinking, Georgia, you're supposed to be a fitness coach. Why are you starting your day by eating biscuits and coffee? And in all honesty, the rest of my day is based on whole foods, it's cooked fresh, and so I have this one meal at the beginning of the day or one snack at the beginning of the day that just genuinely brings me joy in the morning. And I think that's a really important thing that I try and instill into my clients, is that yes, food is there to fuel our bodies, but equally it does bring a lot of enjoyment to our lives. And just because you have fitness goals, just because you're on a weight loss journey or a muscle building journey, or you've got a high rocks or a half marathon to run, whatever it is, that doesn't mean that you have to take the enjoyment out of the process, because I very much believe that a big thing that contributes to someone's success with their health and fitness is actually being able to enjoy the process and have that balance. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of coaches out there that will tell you can't eat biscuits, you can't have chocolate, you can't drink wine, you can't eat crisps, XYZ. And that is not me as a coach, so if that's what you're looking for, you've probably come from the wrong video. But the reason why I know this is because I have spoken to so many women who have been in this experience before, and it creates this halo effect around foods as being good or bad. Now, obviously, the nutritional quality of a biscuit is no way as good as me eating something like some fruit. However, when the rest of my day is based off of highly nutrient-dense foods, as you'll see throughout this video, it's really not that deep at the end of the day. So to go with my biscuits, I've also got a coffee, which I'm going to enjoy while I do a little bit more admin work, and then I'm going to quickly jump in the shower and get ready for my first call. And then in a bit I will pop back on and I will show you guys what I'm going to have for my breakfast, which surprisingly I haven't actually decided yet, because I don't know whether I fancy a sweet or a savoury breakfast. Again, if you've watched these videos or you follow me on social media, you will know that I tend to eat one of 2 breakfasts, and that's either eggs and avocado on toast or protein oats. But I genuinely don't know what I fancy, which for me is very rogue because I'm normally very, very regimented with my nutrition, which is what helps to keep me on track long term. But equally, I'm also learning to have a little bit more flexibility with what I eat. From a calorie perspective, I'm not gonna talk about how many calories I eat, but I know both of those breakfasts are roughly very similar in calories. So it means that I know, regardless of what I have, I can fit both into my day around the rest of my day of eating, which is already tracked, so I know that everything is in place to hit my protein, get enough fibre in, and ultimately fuel my body to feel my best. Because when I have a busy day like this, and I'm on calls, and I'm teaching all evening, the last thing I want to be doing is having an energy crash. So I'm going to go and get on with some more work, have a shower and get ready. I'm going to jump on a couple of these first calls, and once I've done those, it will be time for breakfast, so I will check in with you guys then. And we are back, showered, a couple of calls and some more work done. I can't lie, I have really lost track of time, so I'm definitely eating my breakfast a little bit late, but we decided to go with some oats because I fancied something sweet. So yeah, this is my literal go-to breakfast. I actually posted the macros and tracking for this exact recipe, and everyone went absolutely nuts on my Instagram. So if you are not following my Instagram, I will put the link down below, because I literally post things like this all the time that you can basically get your hands on to help you with your journey. So yeah, make sure you drop me a follow. This bowl of oats is honestly so filling because it has 9 grams of fibre, nearly 40 grams of protein, and it is under 500 calories, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy this and get on with some more work. And my next meal will probably be another snack, just because of 2 reasons. A, I have some calories that I need to make sure I eat, and B, I have some bread that needs to be eaten ASAP. So I'm having to adapt a little bit today, but that is fine. I always find Thursdays a little bit harder to fit my calories in, just because I can't have my usual afternoon snack because I'm teaching. And for the 4 hours that I teach, my classes are back to back, so I don't have time to crack out a Tupperware or a bowl of food basically. So I literally will just sip on some clear whey while I'm teaching. But it does mean that my calories are a little bit lower, so we need to adapt and squeeze them in elsewhere. And I very much hit my protein across the course of the day because of that protein shake that I have at teaching. So getting some extra carbs in and eating up my bread is not going to be an issue. So anyway, I'm going to go and have this, and yeah, I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. And we are back with another snack. I'm not going to call it a meal. I'm a good way into my work now, but I also need to make sure that I start prepping my dinner soon, because I'm going to cook a jacket potato and that takes ages. So I'm just preheating the oven so that can cook in a little bit, because yeah, I want to leave that in for a good hour so it's nice and crispy. So I am just going to have literally some toast. As I mentioned, I think earlier, I just have some bread to use up. I've hit my protein for today overall, or I will have once I've eaten everything. So yeah, I thought, why not eat the bread that I need to eat so it doesn't go out of date and go all gross. So I'm literally just having 2 pieces of sourdough toast. I think I'm going to do like a savoury and a dessert toast. So I think I'm going to have one with butter and one with maybe either a bit of jam or a bit of Nutella, just to keep me going through the afternoon. But in all honesty, my oats fill me up so much. So I'm feeling good from a food perspective, from a fuel perspective, from a focus and concentration perspective, which is good. And I just wanted to say, actually, whilst my toast is toasting, this is the massive benefit to tracking ahead of time, is just being able to see so clearly where you can shuffle things around with your nutrition. Like I said, I did have plans to have a slightly different snack, but then I opened my cupboards and realised that I had some bread that needed to get eaten, and I'm not a fan of food waste. So because I know what the rest of my day looks like, I know what I can remove and what I can tweak to make room to have a different snack. So it just makes my life way easier. And something that I also actually do every single week is track my whole week ahead, so that I have that tracking done. I usually will do it as part of my Friday, because it's like coming towards the end of the work week. It gives me an opportunity to reset. So I also set like any other targets from a fitness perspective, business perspective. I block out my week so I know where I am and I can fit everything in, and I do all my tracking. So that's all kind of like end of week stuff that I'll do tomorrow, just to get me set for next week. And it means as I go into the weekend, I can have some brain space to actually switch off and not kind of think and worry too much, but equally know that everything is also accounted for still. I feel like this looks like an absolute toast mountain, but these slices of sourdough are just huge basically. But that is my sweet and savoury rather, toast done. I'm literally going to eat this while I work. And yeah, soon it'll be time for lunch, and then I'm actually going to have my usual meal prep as my dinner, just because the jacket potato that I'm going to cook I want to have fresh. So yeah, nothing exciting to say, just toast. But I can't lie, toast is a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine, so I'm going to go and enjoy this and do some more work. Okay, my jacket potato for my dinner, well, lunch I suppose, is roasting away. It's actually nearly done, so I thought I would come and talk you through my meals for later on today, because obviously I'll be teaching, and then I will not be back until, normally I walk through the door about 9:15, so by that point I'm not really a functioning human being, because I'm not very good at late nights, so Thursdays are a lot. So yeah, definitely will not be jumping on to chat at that time of day or night. So I thought I'd just kind of run you through what I'm going to eat later on, and then I'll show you what I'm having for my lunch, which some of you might think is a bit of an odd combo. I'll get to that in a second. So dinner later is going to be meal prep, as I mentioned earlier. This week it is chili con carne and rice. And I have got some random vegetables in here this week, because it was more what I had in the fridge to get rid of. So I had some carrots and some baby corn, and there's also some onion in here as well. So plenty of veggies. This is actually a really filling portion because of all the veg. It really has helped to bulk it out. So I'll be having that later on for my dinner, and then while I'm teaching I'm also going to have a snack, which is going to be a protein shake. And at the moment the protein that I have is actually a clear whey. This is the vegan watermelon flavour, which is actually so nice, and you will never catch me drinking regular whey protein. I only like drink clear whey, and then I use whey protein or vegan protein, like normal stuff, to put in my oats, because yeah, I used to always drink regular protein shakes and I just got the protein ick and I can never go back. But Clear Whey basically tastes like squash, and as I said, I don't have any breaks when I teach, so I can't really crack out a full kind of like meal, Tupperware or anything. Plus I find my digestion isn't great when I'm teaching because I'm constantly on the move and constantly on my feet. So if I can have something like this that's giving me a boost of protein to help kind of like keep me full and also help me get my water intake in while I'm teaching, it's a win-win really. So I'm gonna put this in a shaker with some water. This for now is gonna go back in the fridge, and I'm just gonna finish off my lunch, which is gonna be a jacket potato with tuna mayo and also some beans on the side. That was the combo that I said would probably be a bit strange. Now, a while ago, I went to my friend's house because she was raving about this jacket potato combination and said that I needed to try it, and I was very dubious. I like jacket potato with tuna mayo, I like jacket potato with cheese and beans, but the idea of having it all on the same plate was a little bit strange to me. But in all honesty, don't knock it until you try it, because it's really nice. I'm going to put some sweet corn in there for some veggies. You're going to get plenty of fibre from obviously the potato and the skin, the baked beans, plus you get a little bit of protein from the beans and a ton of protein from the tuna. So actually, as far as kind of like hitting your protein and fibre, it's a really good meal. It just sounds a little bit odd on the surface, but it's really nice. And jacket potatoes are honestly such a comfort food for me, so it'll be nice to have that and have like a nice warm fresh meal before I do go and teach. So I'll come and show you that when I've put it all together. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna display it, but we'll see. And then yeah, that's pretty much my meals for the day. So Thursdays is definitely about kind of balancing everything in between calls and teaching, but overall it's been a good day of eating so far, and I know that I've got lots of delicious meals still to come. Okay, I'm sure I'm probably gonna get some weird looks for this dinner. Lunch. We're calling it lunch, but it feels like dinner because this is normally something I'd have for my dinner because it is a bit of a bigger meal, but it will definitely keep me going while I'm teaching. This is my jacket potato concoction. We've gone for the beans on the side, and I'm very excited to eat this, but I am very tight on time. I need to leave in the next 10 minutes ideally, so I'm gonna eat this dinner, go off to teach, I'll have my protein shake, and then I'll come back and I'll have my meal prep for my dinner. Hopefully this has been a little bit of an interesting insight into what I eat on a typically very, very busy day during my week, and how I can shuffle things around to make my nutrition work for me so that I feel my best, I'm not having dips in energy during the day, and I can get through all my work and an evening of teaching whilst feeling my best. I hope you guys have found this video interesting, and if you do want some more information on how I help my clients balance their nutrition around their busy lifestyles, then the link for my one-to-one coaching will be below this video. If you did make it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.